Hello teachers, thank you for joining me today in this video guide for how to use liquid watercolors. Today's technique combines them with oil pastels in order to create a painted water effect. I have mixed the dye powder into the water in 4 different colors: blue, violet, green and yellow. As you can see, you don't need very much powder to achieve a really strong value with this powdered form of liquid watercolors. Once the powder has dissolved into the water, it's ready to go. Now when it comes to creating a water effect, there are certain colors we need to choose from our oil pastels. White definitely needs to be there, a lighter blue because my paint is darker blue, and I'm picking out some watercolors like aqua and teal. The 3 different line types that we use to create our water look are the spiral, the wavy line and the curved line. Here I start my work with the blue oil pastel and I draw spirals spaced around my paper. You could also try concentric circles that increase outwards. The second line type that you're going to need is your wavy line. So here I've moved on to my darker teal color and I've added a few wavy lines that flow their way around all of my spirals. Using the lighter teal or lighter watery color, I've come back now with my curved line, and the curved line needs to match the other curves that are already on your paper. Finally, you can add a few white curves as well in a similar way that you use the lighter teal or aqua color. Once you have filled your paper with these 3 different line types, we can start adding the paint. And this is where students will notice a couple of things. One of them is deepening their science understanding about how oil repels water. What they will notice is as they paint the liquid watercolors over their oil pastels, their brush will stick in the oil pastel here and there, but they just need to persevere and paint across the page. And then as they paint over all their drawing, they will notice that the oil pastel comes back up through the color of the paint because the oil pastel has pushed the water paint away. Using the darker blue color first and a nice wide flat brush, spread that dark blue all over your oil pastels. If it's a small piece of paper, you can paint the entire paper with the dark blue before you add your other colors in. But if you're working on a larger format, you would need to add or drip the other colors in as you go before the blue dries up. This effect works brilliantly while the paint is wet. The idea here is to paint the base color in with the darker blue, then go and drop in splashes of violet, splashes of green and splashes of yellow over the top of the blue. As the colors drop in, they push away the other colors and you end up with the sparkling watery effect on your painting. At this point, the second thing that students may notice when they drop the yellow paint into the blue paint, these will create a green where the 2 colors mix. A great example of primary colors mixing to create a secondary color. Now don't despair if you are unable to get these liquid dyes that come in a powder form. You could make your own. As your students work with your markers and they dry out, you can pop those into containers with water and leave them for a couple of days. You'll find that the color will seep out of the markers into the water and will create liquid watercolors for you for free. How cool is that? And then you can recycle the markers themselves. I hope you have lots of ideas where you might be able to use this technique with your students and in the artwork that you create. It has great links to any learning based in science or based on water as a fine art resource, even habitats for animals and birds. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you had great fun learning about this technique using oil pastels and watercolours. Pop back again soon to learn more about art techniques and media with me here at One Teacher's Journey. Take care, everyone.